Hey guys, it's Luke Truscott here once again. Today I'm going to give you a theory about Star Wars. As you can see here, this theory is that after watching his master die, Kanen from Rebels went on to make himself a strand cast so that he could help and mentor Grogu from the Mandalorian, and after he watched his mentor die, he didn't want to see that happen to any others again. We see that throughout his character in Rebels, and I believe that is what happened again in the end of the Clone Wars saga in Order 66. This is why I believe that that is the case. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. This is going to be a wild one, so strap in your seatbelts and get ready for some Star Wars theory action. Oof. The theory is that Kanan Jarrus met with Rex and his clone trooper squadron before the events of Rebels and asked him to make himself a clone to look very much darker than him, but keep the very same facial hair and make his version a lot older than him and have this same intelligence as him as well. This is true because we see this happen with both Palpatine and Snoke. Snoke obviously isn't the same age as Palpatine, but he's meant to look like that, and I believe that with some cloning fixing that Rex could have found out about a guy who knew how to submerge Kanan in a battle tank to make him look and be a lot more. I am so sorry that this is the screenshot I got from Google. He just looks so funny. But anyway, look at the picture of him and look at the next picture of Kanan in Rebels. You can really see the similarities of what they were trying to do with the cloning of these two characters. I mean, just look at these two. I mean, it's just almost perfect. I mean, different hair color, beard looks very similar, skin tone is slightly darker. That's pretty much it. We know all of this happened before the Battle of Yavin, during the events of Clone Wars, and the eventual lead up to Order 66, which saw the destruction and death of many Jedis, but not all of them, including Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and many more, as we see in Rebels and various other Star Wars media, such as the video games such as Survivor and Fallen Order. I believe that Kanan, after seeing the death of his master, decided to create an older version of himself inside a battle tank, very similar to how Palpatine and Snoke was created from Palpatine during the events leading up to Star Wars Episode 7. Now you might be thinking, why would this guy use such a dark version of cloning? Well, it was going to happen for Grogu, and Grogu isn't a very dark character, and this is probably the most morally grey area when it comes to Star Wars cloning. Obviously the most generic version is we see in Episode 2 with what's his name? With Boba Fett's dad, Jango Fett, who Obi-Wan Kenobi fought and Samuel L. Jackson's character killed. But I believe that he used this method to stay a lot more secretive about his clone, because we never see or hear about any of this version of cloning until The Mandalorian Season 2 and The Mandalorian Season 1 and Star Wars Episode 9. We also don't really know about this particular kind of cloning, and we were never introduced to it until that year. So it is very possible that Kanan used this type of cloning to make a different version of himself to try and help a youngling in need. I believe that this was also at the request of Yoda, because I believe Yoda also used the same method to make Grogu clone him, but in
It's just a
reverse.
bunch of old geezers.
Well-armed
So,
old geezers.
that's why he's
What do you
also
want?
We're
so
looking for
secretive
someone.
during
Well,
the
that's
events
too
of the
bad,
Clone Wars,
because there's
he
nobody
had
out here.
a very dark
Hey,
secret
does
that
the number
only a
7567 mean
select few
anything to you?
including
What
Kanan
did you just say?
and his clones
I said
and the
7567?
This
haven't
would
heard
just
those
line up
digits
with
in-
everything we see
Well, that's
from
my
them
birth number.
during the
Birth?
events of the Clone
They're
Wars.
clones.
Kanan, wait! Stop!
Jedi, they've come for revenge.
Drop the blaster, old man.
That's all you, Barrio. I'll gun you down. Stand down, troopers. Now,
Timelines
that's an
about-
order, soldier.
Yeah.
But he's a Jedi.
I think
A
that
Jedi!
it's very
I know, but
Let's
they
get
weren't
into
the
it.
ones
I
that
think
betrayed
he
us.
would
Remember,
do this
Wolf.
not on a
Remember?
thematic level, but on a story level.
Kanan, Ahsoka
The
said to
reason
trust
why
them.
I also believe this
Sorry
could also
about
work
the,
on a story
weapons
level
malfunction.
is because
My friend
although
here's
the
just a little
character
defensive.
physically died in
See,
Star Wars,
we haven't seen a Jedi since,
I do believe that this version
well,
of his character
it's
will
been a
come
while.
in season.
Well, my name's Ezra. This is Kanan. That's Sabine and Zeb. It's nice to meet you, 7567.
Actually, my name is Rex, Captain, 501st Clone Battalion. Me commanders Gregor and Wolf.
We were sent by Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano.
These versions of the character
I fought by her side from the Battle of Christophsis to the Siege of Mandalore, and a friend of hers is a friend of mine.
Kanen, sorry, Kanar, or however you say his name, sorry. I believe that his version of that character will be a lot more prominent in the franchise moving forward. I know that his lightsaber is also blue in the scene, well, and is in the original, sorry, in green in this moment, well, in Rebels, it is blue. But he could have just done a reverse of Luke Skywalker and got a green lightsaber, sorry, a blue lightsaber, and exchanged it for his green one. I do believe that this is what happens in Rebels. After during the events of Clone Wars, after this scene happens, I do believe that he also gave himself a cool name change, and yeah. This is also what I believe will also work on a thematic level for all of the characters in Ahsoka, because they obviously believe that their friend was dead, and trying to come to terms with this new character would be very challenging. But I believe that just like in various series and stories of in Star Wars, that you really have to come to trust the character. Obviously, you got the Han Solo type, Lando Calrissian. I believe that they all have to come to trust a character like him in Star Wars, and yeah, just like how Mandalorian had to trust Boba Fett and his companions and allies in that TV show, and yeah, how Obi-Wan had to come to trust a Imperial defector in his TV show, and yeah, there's lots of variations of the trust in this series, which is what I thoroughly enjoy overall. I believe that then after this show, he will go on to find Grogu, and maybe he will try to take Grogu from Luke, and maybe that will end up wrong, and then maybe he could convince Ben Solo to try and not train anymore with his uncle, but go and train with him maybe, and maybe put some doubts into Kylo Ren's mind, leading to the events of the eventual fall of the Jedi in Luke's eyes. And yeah, I do believe that is a possibility. Maybe he could try to mentor two people as well. And I think that if they had this character interact with Ahsoka's character from her TV show, they could put a lot which we've never seen before throughout the entirety of the Star Wars series, which I think would be a very good idea for them to do. I just love how they can make these characters just so intertwined and knotted together. It would just be so awesome, and doing it without feeling so much like a close-knit continuity, just having these hints and Easter eggs just falling right into place. It would just be incredible. I would love to see this happen, and I would love to see this character pop up again in any more Star Wars media, and Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and comment if you think that this theory is true. May the Force be with you. Peace.